Palace dreading over Queen's problematic absence as royal need to repair after Annus Horribilis, claims royal commentator, Daniela Elser. The Queen's absence from the spotlight is problematic when the royal family needs repair, a royal expert has claimed. Daniela Elser argues that right now is the moment Her Majesty is most needed as a figurehead and a unifying totem. She said, 2021 has seen the royals scrape their way through 12 months of publicity so bad, and plumbing such new depths of debasement, that Fergie's toe-sucking shenanigans now look positively humdrum. The key actors to point the finger at for this dismal state of affairs are obviously Prince Andrew, and Harry and Meghan. August saw Andrew become the first member of the royal family to be publicly accused of sexual assault, with Virginia Giuffre, a former sex trafficking victim of Jeffrey Epstein, claim he sexually abused her on 3 occasions, with Andrew repeatedly denying said claims. Elser explained, no matter if Andrew and his team of pitbull lawyers prevail in court, the stain of the friendship between Andrew and Epstein is a stain that will never come out for the royal family. In early March, when the Sussexes had a sit-down 2-hour interview with Oprah Winfrey, they unleashed the sort of barrage the palace has not faced since German bombers turned up in British airspace, Elser claims. She continued, the Sussexes' accusations of intentional racism, cruelty and a horrifying lack of compassion are ones that have indelibly marked the palace's image. The royal commentator believes there is a lot of repair work to be done to the monarchy, work that no one can more effectively and speedily achieve than the Queen. And that obviously is why her extended break from public life is so problematic, Elser added. On October 20, Queen Elizabeth II made a last-minute call to cancel a trip to Northern Ireland to mark 100 years since the partition of the island of Ireland. The palace has moved quickly to soothe our worries over the monarch's health. Fears were immediately put to rest when a source close to the palace told CNN she was in good spirits and pointed us towards images from the day before when the Queen hosted a reception for business leaders including Bill Gates at Windsor. On the next day night, British tabloid newspaper The Sun reported she had spent the night in hospital and the palace was forced to confirm that was true. Following medical advice to rest for a few days, the Queen attended hospital on Wednesday afternoon for some preliminary investigations, returning to Windsor Castle at lunchtime today, and remains in good spirits, a palace spokesperson said in a statement. A source with Buckingham Palace told CNN the overnight stay was for practical reasons and wasn't announced at the time as the sovereign is entitled to medical privacy. By Thursday afternoon she was back at her desk undertaking light duties, we were told. And on Friday morning we were told again by a royal source that the Queen was continuing to rest at Windsor. The palace is trying to manage the information it releases, to prevent people becoming overly concerned, but some may ask if they are being told the whole truth. One other question many are asking is whether the 95-year-old monarch is overdoing it work-wise, with all the public engagements and duties she performs. There's no question the Queen remains unequivocally devoted to her work, but we were also reminded of her relentless approach to her duties despite her advancing age. Earlier this week, she declined an honor of being named Oldie of the Year by a British magazine, saying she didn't meet the relevant criteria. She politely but firmly declined the award through her assistant private secretary with warmest best wishes. Her Majesty believes you are as old as you feel. As such, the Queen does not believe she meets the relevant criteria to be able to accept, and hopes you will find a more worthy recipient, Tom Lang-Baker said in a letter. And then it was just last week that we highlighted the Queen's decision to use a walking stick in public for the first time for comfort. Tracking the monarch's movements since returning from Scotland, where she traditionally spends her summers, the Queen attended the opening of the Scottish Parliament on October 2 before heading south to Windsor. In the last couple weeks, she's attended a variety of engagements and investitures there and in London, as well as heading to Cardiff to participate in the opening ceremony of the Welsh Parliament. All of this illustrates how the Queen doesn't appear to be slowing down when it comes to her ceremonial responsibilities, even in her 96th year. Elizabeth is not heading overseas for long-haul tours these days, and has handed off some responsibilities to other family members, but she's still travelling extensively across the UK. Our most conservative estimate has the Queen clocking over 1,000 kilometres, 621 miles, from October 1 through to October 19. That's a lot for any senior citizen. good spirits and pointed us towards images from the day before when the Queen hosted a reception for business leaders including Bill Gates at Windsor. On the next day night, British tabloid newspaper The Sun reported she had spent the night in hospital and the palace was forced to confirm that was true. Following medical advice to rest for a few days, the Queen attended hospital on Wednesday afternoon for some preliminary investigations, returning to Windsor Castle at lunchtime today, and remains in good spirits, a palace spokesperson said in a statement. A source with Buckingham Palace told CNN the overnight stay was for practical reasons and wasn't announced at the time as the sovereign is entitled to medical privacy. By Thursday afternoon she was back at her desk undertaking light duties, we were told.